Hi guys, my name is Xavier, and as you click on this video, I will teach you the one skill that absolutely changed my life. This one skill allowed me to gain over 30 pounds of muscle, but also improve myself in every aspect of my life. And I hope that that one skill will do the same to you as I will teach you. Just so you guys know, the skill I will teach you today is how to change your dopamine system to crave hard work. But first, to understand that, we need to understand what is dopamine. As we can see here, dopamine is a chemical messenger, a neurotransmitter in the brain that helps regulate feelings of pleasure, motivation, and reward. So now that we know those things, I will be able to tell you what dopamine does to your body and your brain when you're trying to work. There's the good dopamine and the bad dopamine. The good dopamine comes from things like taking a walk, going to the gym, doing some work. Bad dopamine are things like drugs, corn, scrolling on Instagram reels, and watching TV, sugar. But the difference between good dopamine and bad dopamine is that the bad dopamine is easy to have and takes no effort. On the other side, there is the good dopamine, which gives you some reward at the end, but it takes effort and time. With this graphic, you will understand that it does something different to your brain and body with which dopamine you're consuming. From the graphic you see right here, at the bottom there is some green line, which are the time, and the black line, which is the base level of dopamine. So when you wake up, you are probably at the black line in the graphic right here. When you consume some bad dopamine, your body and brain create a huge spike on your dopamine level, and then it crash down and go below your baseline, which is the black line. What this does is that your feeling of you want to do work, I want to go for a walk, I want to do something productive is inexistent after that. So you will understand that when you take bad dopamine and you have a crash, you feel bad and you don't want to be productive at all. The only thing you want is to have some bad dopamine again, which is going to make you another spike, and then you will fall off again and make another spike and then fall off again. So you're stuck in that cycle. If instead you took some good dopamine, for example, you go for a walk in the morning, your dopamine will go up slowly and then go down slowly. So doing work and doing something productive after that will feel easy, and you will be able to achieve everything you want. What I heard from most people is that they say, I've tried to stop, but it was too hard. So they tried to stop scrolling, stop watching porn, stop watching TV, but it was too hard and they always go again into the bad dopamine. I will tell you that this is not necessarily a bad thing, because in fact addiction is a good thing. If you're addicted to drugs and all the bad dopamine that I said before, you understand that you have in fact a superpower, because if you're able to change the bad dopamine to the good, you will be addicted to the good dopamine and addicted to doing some hard work. So this is what you have to understand. And the only thing you need to do is to have a dopamine personality. Because if, like me, you are someone who is highly addictive, if I, for example, watch TV or watch Instagram reels, I know I will be there for hours. So I don't watch them and focus myself on good dopamine things. And this is why I have a dopamine personality. And I think that everyone on earth have a dopamine personality. The thing you have to understand with a dopamine personality is that you can't remove the drive, but you can change it. So you can't remove the fact that you want dopamine, because you can't just stare at a wall for 24 hours straight. You need to have dopamine and entertainment in your life to live and have a life. So you can't remove the drive, but you can change this, like I said. So change every bad dopamine that you have to good dopamine. But I promise this would not be a simple and fun process, because you will feel really bad. In fact, once you start from having bad dopamine to going to having good dopamine, you will feel depressed and lack a lot of motivation. But this is completely normal. What you have to understand is that you're changing your brain and your body to accept lower level of dopamine. You're just making your baseline, the black line that we see later, at a lower level. So everything you do is more fun, in fact. And like I said, things you could do are, for example, changing alcohol to gym. So you stop partying, you stop drinking alcohol, taking drugs, you replace that with gym. You switch gambling to business. You stop to lose your money online, you invest it in business, you learn skills online. You stop scrolling and start creating. You avoid to just losing your time on your phone. You learning a skill, could be guitar, every type of music. It could be doing videos online, doing some arts, or anything else you could do will be more productive than scrolling on Instagram Reels, I promise. And this, all that leads us to dopamine change, and this is the skill that I've learned, having a dopamine change. And it consisted of eliminating every free dopamine in my life. For myself, I was someone who was watching YouTube for hours. I was scrolling on Instagram for hours. I was watching corn. I was pretty much doing all the bad dopamine except drugs. I've learned to eliminate or change the most as I can every one of them. Although, what you should remember is that you need to enjoy life while changing those. What I mean is that you're not obligated to be the monk mode person who works 12 hours straight every single day and that has no bad dopamine at all. You could sometimes watch TV, watch maybe Instagram Reels, watch something online, or just have, for example, a glass of wine or something, but you need to be moderate and focus on your goals. You need to do the work first, and then you could have maybe a bit of dopamine. And like I said, you need to be moderate. So you can have those, but be moderate if you want to stick on your goals and really achieve some success. This will be it for today, guys. I hope that you will learn this skill and that skill will have a really good impact in your life like it does to me. I promise that if you stick to the thing I said today, so if you're able to change your dopamine system to the good dopamine world, you will be able to change your life like I've done in the last year. See you in the next one.